Right lads, so today's work is page 122, question 2 of the Designing Graphics or Discover Graphics book. Alright, so it is the Triumph motorbike logo, and we want to look for all the points of contact, and we have our tangents. So we're on the chapter of tangents, okay? So we have our circle here, a curved edge out here, which is making a tangent to that straight line. So what we're going to do is just look at the overall image, see what we have, see what its construction is going to be made up of. So if we look here, we can see straight away at the bottom, two outsides there are 60 degrees and 60 degrees. Alright, so what we've been given here is an equilateral triangle, okay? Equilateral triangle, there's the full length of the side, which is 135. So what we're going to do is create an upside down equilateral triangle with 135 length all sides around, okay? So the first thing to do is pop that in, and then we can break down our information after that. So do it nice and light, get that run in first. So just picking a point, going 60 degrees nice and light to the right, 60 degrees nice and light to the left. Measure that out then. Okay, so we have 135. So pick one of the sides, 135. So this square landing here, and all I have to do then is just bring a horizontal line across, okay? And that is my equilateral triangle closed off. Alright, so there we have our upside down equilateral triangle. 260 degrees, measure one at 135, and we can close that off then. Alright, now what we have is we have a tangent at each corner here. So we have two happening here, two happening here, and two happening here. Alright, so what it is we have a circle, there's a radius, the radius wrote down the bottom there is at 14. So we have a circle of 14 here, making a tangent to the two outsides. So what we're going to do, we're going to create construction lines inside here which are parallel to the outside edges, and they're going to be 14 millimeters away. So 14 millimeters coming in from the right. Now it's going to be parallel to this surface, which is 60 degrees. We're going to do it nice and light now down the bottom, and we're also going to do it up here because each of these corners are also 14 radius. So there's that one. Now we're going to go to the left hand side, same again. 14 millimeters parallel here, which is our 60 degrees. I'm going to do a light line there, light line up there. All right, and finally from the top edge down 14 millimeters, which will find our final 2 points. Okay, down 14, across there, and pop it across there. So what we have is we have 3 X's made, which are the center points for our circle, which is radius 14 millimeters. So you can set the compass to 14 millimeters, use your center point that we've just after finding. Nice and light now. We're going to do a curve to start it off with. When we find that, we're happy with that, we're going to heavy it in. There's that bottom curve. We don't need to do the full circle, we only want to get it in here because it's our tangent. Same it up above. Now you obviously can put in the full circle if you want, just if you are going to do that, so I'll do it up here, we'll do it nice and light. Alright, but as you get used to this, you'll know what portion of this is going to be heavy. Alright, there is my 3 corners. So there's my 3 curves. What we're going to do then is I'm going to heavy the top line now. Heavy my 2 sides to finish off that outer portion of that logo. In the question it asks for all point of contacts between our circle and our straight edge here. So the point of contacts for our tangent, alright? So to do that, you go perpendicular off your edge through the center point. So this is nice and handy because this is 60 degrees, we just use our 30 degree set square from the center out where it hits out here. I'm going to put that POC, point of contact. Do the same on the left hand side. Dot out there, POC. Do it down at the bottom as well. One there. Again, you're going perpendicular off the edge, which is 60 degree edge, So that'll give us our 90-degree angle there, which are perpendicular, and that is a POC and a POC. And finally, top two perpendicular off this horizontal edge, so that's just a vertical line coming from the center point out. There we have our POC and our POC. Now, that's all 6 points. Last thing we're going to work on is the logo here. Alright, so we're going to pop in our center line. So we already have it there, which is the apex of the triangle, which is at the bottom there. We're going to do a light line going up. And this is going to be just a mirrored image either side. Alright, so from our center line, we're going to step out 13 millimeters each side of that center line. So 13 millimeters either side of that center line. We're going to do a light line down. And from that 13, we're going to measure over another 7. So from that 13 we just created, we're going to go another 7. Do that on both sides. It's like that, it's a mirror image. Both sides going to have this done to it. Just keep it all nice and light. Everything's construction, all nice and light. I'll zoom in there a little bit, sorry. Now there's a measurement on this side of the page there. It's telling us from the top, we're going to measure down 26 and bring a horizontal line. So from the top here, we're going to come down 26, do a horizontal line across. From that 26, we're going to go a further 7. Alright, now what we're going to do, so it tells us in the book, from our left hand side, from the left edge, we're going to do a parallel line 7 millimeters away. So from the left edge, parallel line 7 millimeters away, so that line is going to be at 60 degrees. And what's that doing is it's actually closing off the bottom, closing off the top of this shape. Kind of looks like an F backwards. Alright. Same on the right hand side, measuring our 7 parallel line, which is 60 degrees. Close off those two portions there. Now we can heavy up the outside edges of that. So we're nearly there now. Here's the outline. Okay, so excuse me. Last but not least, all right, we're going to take a line from here. It shows it in our book. We have the centerpiece, say, of this F. Centerpiece coming out, which is perpendicular to this surface. Again, this is at 60 degrees, perpendicular to that. We just use our 30-degree set square. So you can bring that one in. So from this corner, 30 degrees out to meet this line here. It's a light construction line from earlier. That is 5 millimeters wide, it says. So we'll give that 5 millimeters thickness. We can close this off. And we're just going to repeat this on the left hand side. So from the center, out to hit that construction line from earlier. Give it a thickness of 5. From that construction line back out again. Close it up. And voila. That is question 2, page 122. Okay, so it's the triumph logo on the tangents chapter, alright? So make sure you have all your points of contact labeled. Okay, and just take your time at that image.